What is going on, YouTube? It is Cons Vlogs, you guys. We are back with another video today, you guys. Today's video is going to be on the Chevy SS that you've seen on my channel. You guys really seem to like this car a lot more than the Camaro or anything else that I put out here. So we're going to try to make as many videos as we can on this coming up here in the future. If you guys missed my last video, I went over like things you should know going into buying an SS, like things that you can notice about them right off the bat, things like, you know, how people feel about them, if people like them, how much attention they're gonna get. But today I'm gonna go a little bit more in depth to that. So our SS has about 33,000 miles on it, and what we're gonna be doing today is I'm gonna be going over everything that has broke on the car, how everything's held up on the car, because it has pretty much been daily driven aside from being in the shop for that 33,000 miles. We've taken it on some long road trips. It has been tracked multiple times, and we're gonna go over like everything that's broken, of course, how the interior is holding up, all the materials and stuff like that. If you guys haven't watched any of my other videos, feel free to go check them out over on my channel. Just click my name right here below the video, and then while you're at it, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe. Really helps me out a lot, you guys. Share, tell your friends about the car, tell your friends about the Camaro, anything else. But without further ado, guys, let's get right into it. Come on! What do they make these cars for, huh? Alright guys, so we've taken the SS out here to an empty parking lot to film this video. So we're gonna start off with the exterior, guys. There's really not much for me to hit on the exterior of the car, anything that has gone wrong or really been affected by driving. I mean, the paint has some micro scratches and swirls in it, but that's expected. Like I said, we drive this car almost every single day. This car is sat down on a set of Ford Star F14 wheels. But yeah, other than that, you guys all know we've already been over like all of the chrome that we did. We did the chrome delete and then put the black instead of just the regular chrome there, make it look a little bit better. But other than that, you guys, we haven't really done much. It's lowered, has a splitter, it's got some aftermarket tail lights. Those Ford Stars are wrapped in Bridgestone Potenza RE71Rs, a phenomenal tire, you guys, like crazy. We always run them on the summer wheels. I can't remember what we run on the winter set. We just use the stock wheels though. Pretty much everybody I know out here in Utah who, you know, tracks autocrosses or whatever to their car, they run those tires. This car really hasn't had too many problems. It has had a few, and one that was a very, very big deal, but we'll get into that when we talk about like the performance and how the drivetrain's holding up. But exterior wise, you can see this car is held up very, very well. The trim, there's a couple spots on the trim that have come loose just a little bit. Let me show you like this right up here on the front. So like I said, this is all aftermarket too. This is all chrome from the factory, but you can see there's a little bit of play in that. But other than that, you guys, everything else is held up really, really well. Actually, let me mention this before we move on. So this car did come stock with Brembos. Actually, we are still running the stock factory brake pads. We have never had the brakes serviced on this thing. So we got stock calipers, stock rotors, and stock pads. But yeah, that's about it. Now we're gonna move on to the interior, you guys, and see how everything's held up in there. So we shut the door here. You guys can see everything in here has really held up quite well. This car does have a lot of Alcantara. It's got it here on the doors. It's got it here on the dash. It's got it both the front seats, even the rear seats have this little stripe here. But yeah, that's all held up surprisingly well. I will say one thing that I don't like about Alcantara is that it stains really, really easily, like extremely easy. It's such a luxurious feel to it, and it's a really cool material. I personally love it. We don't really touch the Alcantara a lot. Like I said, like we take really good care of it. We clean this thing often. But as far as materials go, other than that, it's a lot of leather too. I mean, here on the seats, this is all ventilated leather here. We got the holes in there to make it easier to breathe. Steering wheel's the same way, perforated. That's the word I was looking for, not ventilated on the seats, it's perforated. But yeah, right there, I will say I do not like these paddles, okay? The paddles, they've held up fantastic, but man, they feel cheap. But other than that, I mean, we don't have any like sun damage or anything on the interior. Even in the back seat, we do put car seats in here all the time. I've got nieces and nephews. It's held up great, you guys. This is a fantastic family car and a great daily driver. The materials used in here have held up phenomenal. So as you guys can see, this car is not stock. You all know it has an LSA supercharger on it, and this one particularly has an LSA forged block from late model engines put in by JDP Motorsports. We're gonna talk about that because not a lot of people buy this car to keep it stock. A lot of people will buy it to build it. But yeah, so we did that LSA supercharger, which is a common build on these cars. A lot of people will either just do cam setup with full exhaust. We decided to go forced injection with the LSA, and it's a reliable build. I mean, you can do the LSA conversion fairly easy. It's fairly simple on the LS3, and it was a great build. We ran it for, I don't know, probably close to 20,000 miles with that. And when I say ran it, like we ran it hard. Drag race, track racing, autocross, all of it. At that point, it was making about 540 horsepower to the wheels. Then we decided to go in and add methanol injection, and that's where things got a little hairy. One of the catalytic converters actually blew up inside the exhaust right after the headers. The day that happened, we started getting rod knock on the stock LS3. So what we decided to do, that's when we decided to put the forged motor in there. We kept the same supercharger, did a little bit smaller pulley, kept the meth, same intake, everything's the same except for it has a forged engine. But this car was running phenomenal until the engine blew up, and that's a pretty catastrophic event, but it's a very rare occasion. I feel like a lot of people run those stock LS3s with boost through them, so you don't need to be scared of that if you're driving this thing and you're putting miles on it. We're gonna keep putting miles on it. We've put about 4,000 or 5,000 miles on the new build since we put the motor in. It is just, it's phenomenal. But yeah, other than that, you guys, that's pretty much how the car's held up. It's held up extremely well, and it has been driven extremely hard. I cannot stress that enough. This thing is not a garage queen. We drive it all the time, pretty much every day. But yeah, guys, that's gonna wrap it up. Hit that like button, go subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you guys on my next video.